While one would have thought that the show of resilience for India equity markets is going to continue in the wake of the global weakness, resilience it sure was, but given that we've got a trading holiday tomorrow and given the context of how brittle the global equity markets have been looking, we shaved off just a tad bit more. So in the last lap of today's trading session, we managed to breach the 14,700 level and just closed around hovering around those levels for the Nifty futures. A price tick of 14,708 in the Nifty futures, down tick of 170 points nearly, a 1.25% cut coming in for the Nifty futures on closing bell. Similar was the movement across the Sensex as well. On the spot prices, you had a near 500-point decline coming in, and even the market breadth, which has been showing you a fair amount of resilience of late. Even in a weak market like yesterday, you had the small cap index managing to hover around its lifetime highs. You had the market breadth finally cave in. About 114 F&O stocks went home as losers, with just about 44 to the advances. There were many stocks which were buzzing in trade, but first let me talk about the losers, because it's the globally linked sectors which are facing the heat, and today was no different. It was metals which was at the bottom of the pack. So everything from a SAIL to a NALCO to even Tata Steel, which was much resilient in the metals weakness yesterday and managed to hold out. Today, it was the biggest drag on the index, losing about 4.5% on the futures. It was the top loser on the index today. A JSW Steel, Hindalco, etc. were some of the other losers in trade. Some of the other blue chip names like a BPCL, a Kotak Bank, SBI Life, M&M, especially after the management sounded a cautionary note on their sales volumes going forward. M&M has been a drag, as was the case in yesterday's trading session as well. On the flip side, the gains were within Motown, so Tata Motors, Maruti, these were some of the gainers. Asian Paints reacted positively to its numbers, although it settled a little bit lower, but was largely resilient throughout the better part of today's trading session. Granules was a loser today. Chola Finance lost a fair bit. Voltas was a drag. Unilever, IRCTC, Lalpat Labs and IRCTC, or Nokri rather, these were a couple of laggards in trade. On the flip side, barring Godrej Consumer Products, which is going to have a new MD and CEO at the helm come October, we'll have Mr. Sitapati take over, who's an old hand with an experience of 22 years at Unilever. The stock managed to surge 22% and clearly was the star performer today. Idea as well, after seeing subscriber addition after a hiatus of many months, saw an appreciation of 9.5%. And today amongst the entire PSU pack, it was PSBs which held strong. So BOB as well as PNB were some of the gainers. PNB went home with a 5% uptick. Similar was the movement on a BOB. Tata Chemicals, along with the Federal Bank, a Pidilite, as well as Amara Raja Batteries, were some of the other price performers in trade. Got to keep a close eye on what the global markets are doing. While we're not going to be trading and we're shut for a market holiday tomorrow, global markets would, and that's something that the market is going to be keenly watching out for come Friday morning.